Before you watch this video, I strongly suggest you to watch my previous videos. Click on the I button on the top right corner of the screen so that you will go to the previous videos, or you can also click the link in the description given below. This video is made in two parts. In the first part, I explain about primary functions of banks, and in the second part we discuss about secondary functions of the banks. So my dear student friends, shall we start? Functions of banks are those that a banker does. Confused? Let me explain. What does a lecturer do? He takes class, collects attendance, gives assignments, conduct exams, etc. and etc. These are the functions of a lecturer. What does a cricketer do? He goes to gym, does exercise, does net practice, etc. and etc. These are the functions of a cricketer. Similarly, what does a banker do? He collects money from customers in the form of deposits and gives the same to other customers in the form of loans, accepts bills, draws check on behalf of customers, etc. and etc. These are the functions of a banker. Got the clarity? The functions of a banker becomes functions of a bank. These functions are broadly classified into two types. The first one is primary functions and the second one is secondary functions. So simple, right? Yes, it is that simple. You can see all these functions in the figure. Primary functions are classified into accepting deposits and granting loans and advances. Primary functions are of prime importance for all the banks, without which it is not called a bank, even though it is rendering secondary functions. Now, let us understand the primary functions. Primary functions are classified into accepting deposits and granting loans and advances. Banks accept deposits from the public through savings deposits, fixed deposits, current deposits, and recurring deposits, and grant loans through the form of overdraft, cash credit, loans, and bills discounting. In modern banking, there are many forms of accepting deposits and lending loans, but these are the main forms. Coming to the first one, accepting deposits. All the deposits of banks are broadly classified into demand deposits and term deposits. Savings bank account and the current account comes in demand deposits. These two are also termed as CASA account, current account and savings account. Fixed deposits and recurring deposits come under term deposits. What is savings deposit account? The name itself says that this type of deposit account is opened specifically for savings purpose. This type of deposits encourages savings habit among the public. This account is suitable for salary and wage earners. This account can be opened in a single name or joint names. What is current deposits account? In simple words, the current deposit account is not used for savings purpose. These are regular transactions between the current account holder and the bank. There will be continuous deposits and withdrawals from the current account. The number of deposits and withdrawals in the current account is not limited, unlike in a savings bank account. Unlike in a savings bank account, a current account holder avails the benefit of an overdraft facility. No interest is paid. In fact, there are service charges for maintaining the current account. What is fixed deposits account? As the name itself says that the lump sum amount is deposited at one time for a specified period and the amount deposited is fixed for that specified period of time. Higher interest rate is paid for fixed deposits than compared to savings deposits. Withdrawals are not allowed before the expiry of the period. Any premature withdrawals of fixed deposits are subjected to certain penalty. What is a recurring deposits account? Recurring deposits are like fixed deposits, but the deposits will be reoccurring unlike fixed deposits. A certain sum of money is periodically deposited into the bank. Withdrawals are permitted only after the expiry of certain period. Higher interest rate is paid for fixed deposits than compared to the savings deposits. These are the four types of deposit accounts. A detailed discussion is made on these deposit account in module 2. Now, let us discuss about second subcategory in primary functions of banks, that is granting loans and advances. This is explained in detail in module 4. The bank advances loans to the business community and other members of the public. The rate of interest charged on loans is higher than what it pays on deposits. The difference in the interest rates, lending rate and deposit rate is its profit. Can you remember? I gave the definition of bank in the previous video. The entire definition of bank is based on these primary functions of banks. The first one is overdraft. The term overdraft means overdrawing or withdrawing more than the balance that is available in our account. These types of advances are given to current account holders. No separate account is maintained. All entries are made in the current account. A certain amount is sanctioned as an overdraft which can be withdrawn within a certain period of time. Interest is charged on the actual amount withdrawn. An overdraft facility is granted against collateral security but not compulsory. It is sanctioned to businessmen and firms. The second one is cash credit. The customer is allowed cash credit up to a specific limit fixed in advance. No need to open any type of account with the bank to avail of the cash credit facility. A separate cash credit account is maintained. Interest is charged only on the amount withdrawn. The cash credit is given against the security of tangible assets and or guarantees. Unlike in the current account, the collateral is mandatory in cash credit. The time limit and the amount given in cash credit is more than compared to overdraft. The third one is loans. Bank loans are very important for all the community people in the society. Overdrafts and cash credits are predominantly used for the purpose of doing business. But loans can be used for business and private purpose also. This is the main difference between overdraft, cash credit and loans. The minimum tenure of loan is 1 year, wherein cash credit the maximum period is 1 year and it is less than 1 year in overdraft. A separate loan account is created and the lump sum amount of loan is credited in that account. Interest is charged on the entire amount sanctioned whether withdrawn or not. The rate of interest may be slightly lower than what is charged on overdrafts and cash credits. Repayment of money can be in the form of installments spread over a period of time or in a lump sum amount. Such an installment facility is not given for overdraft and cash credit. Last one is bills discounting. A separate video is made on bills discounting. I suggest you to watch that video. You can click on the I button on the top right corner, or the link is available in the description below. In simple words, bills discounting means a bank advances money by purchasing bills at discount from its customer who, for example, a seller sells goods on credit to his customer and collects bill. Confused? Therefore, I suggested to watch that video. A detailed explanation is given in it. So, my dear student friends, this is all about the primary functions of banks. I hope you understood the concept. If not, watch it again. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. This is the first part of the functions of banks. Meet you in the next part, secondary functions of banks. Bye bye.